Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
So today's topic for our discussion, the previous topic was completed. Was it completed? What was the topic in previous class we were discussing about?
Mindset.
That is over, na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another topic. I think screen is, I know you are, seeing it. Another important, for one's, for everyone's life. See, soft skills, there are many topics come under the soft skills, and these topics, drawn from different disciplines, social sciences, humanities, psychology, sociology, history, many themes are, merged and then, made into one subject, that is soft skills. So decision making. So already we have understood, what is soft skills. Soft skills is, we cannot see, right, practically, but it is mind related, abilities. Only those who engages the proper mind, mind focus, will handle these skills. So now the present aspect soft skill is decision making. Look at the image. To build anything or to destroy anything, it depends on it depends on the decision people make. And let me clear here, by saying one statement by George Bernard Shaw. On the earth, only 3% of the people have the capacity, have the ability to, or have the, guts to practice, the decision-making skills. It means its highest, mental ability. How many? Only 3% of the population across the, world take proper decision. The rest of the what do they do? Then what do? They, they don't have the skill of, decision making. 97%. So what they do in turn? Somebody takes decision, out of 3%. These people have to accept, then follow it. Have you taken any decision in your life? Can anybody say?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. What is that?
Coming to an IT, sir.
Okay. This is individual decision, right? Not anybody supported. Mike, see, my then decision making when I talk about it could be autonomous. Don't depend anybody while taking decision. So most decision, okay, you are right. Maybe you say I only decided to join at NIT Jamshedpur. And then what about others? Many of you, majority of for majority of viewers, somebody might have taken decision. Okay, please go there. Our parents or friends, and I just accepted it. It never came, to you individually. Many. Right? So, see in this class, what is decision making, and what are the steps one has to follow, you know, and what is the experience one is required to take decision. Everything that is covered. Yeah. So therefore, by listening someone, by getting some information from outside or somebody, you take decision. That is not the proper, So decision making means everything you should involve since the beginning to the decision is made, until the decision is made. So that is what this skill is about. And if this is the context, and why most people fail in decision making. And even if somebody has taken, suppose somebody has taken decision, proper decision, after that implementation is also main important aspect. It's not enough, okay, just to take decision and then leave it. See, most of the government, most of the schemes by the government, uh, goes like waste. Government take decision to implement this, okay, to give some facilities to someone, but who is implementing there? It is misused. Decision making and implementation is the part of the process in decision making. Many schemes, right? Many, in public, are not properly reached to the target groups, intended audience, intended people. Yes, yeah. You just see, there are two images here, and then see when you go, when you drive, there are different boards will be kept right. Okay, it's accident zone, and then slow, many things, rules. And here also decision making, is a role one has to see. Decision making, decision ahead, proceeds, proceed slowly. This is one step we learn. We should learn decision making. We have to be slow. Yeah. While taking decision, we should not be quick, hurry. Then hurry creates worry. Right. So you just will read. While we start to learn how and practice decision making skills as a child, the process of good decision making becomes more important during adolescence and young adulthood. The decisions made as individuals get older may impact the rest of their lifetime. The consequences of bad decisions can adversely change the course of their life or of their family's lives. See, therefore, suppose if I have a family, or you have a family, parents, many people, right? If you take one decision that affect the results of decision, consequences will be, negative sometime, will be dangerous. It could be positive or negative. So now my question, the main important aspect, after reading this, even if you start taking decision as a child, when you become adult, that becomes more important. That is the reason, even law also doesn't accept, child to take good decision, independent decision. So there is a little certain time, certain age period. That is. So now, at what time decision has to be taken? During adolescence, during adult age, young, at the time of young adulthood. And at that time, if see many people fail in their life because of lack of decision making, lack of decision skills. And the decision, any decision if you take, at the time of your adulthood, the results will be lost, will be continuing for a longer period of your time, your life. That impacts, that results, or that affects rest of their entire, rest of your entire lifetime. Right? So that's, see, if you want to, even there are many things, to choose partner. At what time partner is selected? Childhood or adulthood?
Adult.
Adulthood. But in the past, what only child. You don't have choice. Child marriages. When you immediately born within a year, they'll make it. Parents come and then the relatives penalize. You don't have a choice. But because that's the problem. So here, when so there's a certain time the government has fixed, and government means we, right? People, anonymously fixed on deadline. So if you take proper decision, for your partner, if you take a good decision, you will be happy. If you take bad decision, you have to adjust that. So here, that's the reason is that people worry, the people are become lazy. See, if suppose if they have taken bad decision, and they think they face a lot of difficulty, and then they devote all the problems to the divine. This is my fate, this is my fate, I have to accept it, I have to accept it, this is my fate. They say, this is the daring, this is the very, what I can say, strong skills, lack of strong skills makes individuals, less compatible, less competence. And then they accept, okay, maybe, I'm not bad, I'm not good, See, that's concept, different type of psychological things, psychological upsets they get into, they undergone otherwise. Right? It affects, therefore, start take now, it's age of, it's age of decision making. This is the time for everyone. Yes, all of us in this class have a time, but we have to follow the steps. See, somebody is standing here. See, there are two paths in front of him where he has to go. This route or that route. Decide. And what does it indicate here? There should be a plan. There should be plan, right? How he has to go. Why he has to select that side or this side, left side or right side to move. And there should be plan. Right? Without plan, if you move, risk will be. So there will be risk. See now, the more important the decision is, the more critical the thinking skills must be. What is critical thinking? Can anybody say? Do you know the word? People all the time they think critically, think critical thinking.
Being realistic.
Okay.
Analysis of problem.
Okay. Next.
Objective analysis.
Objective. That's wonderful, That's subjective. Objectivity. Clear, Scientific. Step by step. Objective thinking. That's what another word for critical. Critically means tough situation, You have to put a lot of mental effort, mind. You have to make use of mind in a different, in a heavy, in a complex situation. So the determine, critical thing, determine the importance of a decision by the term of the consequences. Yeah. What does it mean? So terms and conditions, you see, right? People, if you purchase anything, they say terms and conditions apply. Means what is the term here? Restrictions, limitations, exceptions. The consequences of a decision are, see, the more important decision, the more critical. And so decision making should be important. Then it is determines, right? If the consequences of your decision are long term, then spend more time on the process and follow each step of decision making carefully. And also, people, there are two type of, short term and long term decision, right? Short term and long term decision. Decisions regarding a teen pregnancy may have lifelong consequences. Breakfast menu decisions have short-term consequences. So therefore, this is all, there is one example is given, health related, right? Decisions we have to temporarily, immediately, see, when you woke up, right? Immediately within just 5 minutes, you'll decide, okay, which which recipe you want to have as breakfast. After that, that's gone, and you never thought, yesterday, okay, today, you would have this food as a breakfast. Short-term consequences and long-term, we have many. See, to join at NIT Jamshedpur, is it short-term consequence or long-term?
Long term.
Long-term, because everything matters here. So after getting degree also, don't think, okay, my connection to NIT Jamshedpur has gone, I got as soon as I got the degree. No, you have to make use of this, the institute brand and name every time, and they'll ask every time, so where did you do your PG, where did you do your UG, and what is that institution? Every, many things that you cannot avoid. You cannot, blame, okay, I have done, I got for the namesake, some people think, that is that is their fault. And then, I was never helped properly by teachers or many department. I faced a lot of problems when I was doing degree. Some people say this is, because it's a long term, consequence. It's we have to balance. We have to, create a proper image. In this way, I'm telling, this is what critically we have to accept. I know that everywhere, two sides of the coin, same places. But if you see, if you speak, if you reveal, problems all the time, and everywhere problems are there. Entire the world, problems are there. So nobody, we are here to solve the problem. That's all. If you have a problem, Okay, that has a problem, I make sure that that won't be repeated again. Right. So this is what, the process of, we have to think about what is long term, what is short term result, does it give in the process, in decision making. And it is all, psychological aspects all the time it is involved. So therefore, when you are a child, people don't allow you to take decision in many matters, because see, human, discovery says there is a connection between mind and the body. Body also requires experience. Body also requires time. That's why, there's a certain age limit for that. As soon as you're born, you cannot acquire anything, right? So entire life, you have to learn many things. So there's a connection between our mind and our body. So body should be powerful, then mind becomes powerful. Powerful means, don't get in a negative, in a different sense. Powerful means able to cope with experience, experience is required. Not like laziness, somebody I know, somebody has 50 years and then, waste fellow, it becomes waste fellow, compared to 30 years old, right? So therefore, we have to, make use of our mind according to our body experience, our, age experiences. Yeah. Cognitive thinking, what does it mean? Cognitive means the ability to process information, the ability to filter or administer the information or knowledge, whatever it is. Did you understand what is cognitive? Cognitive means, cognitive thinking is equal to, it's similar to critical. Critical means, that's what cognitive. So psychologist Jean Piaget, behavioral psychologist, he was a psychologist, 1896 to 1918. 1 minute. So, as I said, what did I say? Cognitive means ability to process or filter our information, information taken from outside into our mind. So this nature, this structure of cognitive thinking, he divided different stages, and also that include, psychologist Jean Piaget, divided cognitive thinking skills that include decision making and problem solving into 4 stages. Yeah, these are the 4 stages. According to Piaget. So, first one is sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal operational. Look at the images, So how Jean, Piaget able to give the theory of cognitive thinking depending on certain age of human beings. So what is this first stage, Sensor, sense or a motor. Motor, what is motor? What is the meaning of motor? You are engineer. Can anybody say?
Uh, that makes something move. Movement mechanism.
That is okay, but right word still,
So
look for that.
taking as past decision, past whatever has happened as the input, and taking the decisions as the output.
Wonderful. Output. Yeah. So, practical work, we say motor, the definition of, the dictionary meaning of motor means not mind, it's just, practical, like motor vehicle, how it actually it's a hard skill, it result, it's actually process, it's outcome. Sense is not, hard. It's sense means you have five senses. Everybody know five senses, right? So that is okay, right? Smart and then hard, soft and then hard is clubbed here. In this stage, infants, toddlers, kids make decision based on past experience and their senses. How does it? Senses means, look at, five. Are you aware of the five senses? Taste, feel, look, sound, smell. And bodily organs also there, right? Taste, tongue, feel, skin, look, eyes, sound, air, smell, nose. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So this is five senses, so in this stage, this is very, very important. Everybody should cross. How do they, the baby, kids or infants take decision, make decision, this cognitive thinking, here it happens, it develops. Past experience, they might have, eaten something, out of five senses, they might have had some experience, okay, they looked somebody, last week as a small kid, again, that kid remembers, okay, I want that person, I want to go with him, right? Or some special sweet, child might have taken, and after some days, again the same sweet she wanted or he wants, right? These are five phases. Then did it work the last time? Right? This is what last time worked or not. This word is repeated. So did it work the last time or not? So again, it remember, again, taste. Suppose some food, okay, last week one child had, and then again, remembers, some decision, recall. Was it, how was it, how was it good taste or bad? This is a decision here. Then pre-operational. Now actually it's not operation. So this is sense, only sense related. Okay. What is the age generally here? Yes. Birth to generally just a year or two. That's all. Look at the image of that, and the small kid here. Small baby girl here. Right. That's so now pre-operation in this stage. So now the preschoolers before admitting to school. What is the age here? 3 to 2
2 to 7.
not 7, 5, 6. That's all right. Yes, yeah. So this is preschool before actually, before entering school. Preschoolers, based on how it affect them. This is important. How it affect. They can't imagine things they have not experienced. Whatever they experience, they can imagine without experience, without experience, without here also, this continues. See, these 5 senses also continue here. Don't separate. This is a stage, but every stage, has a connection. Right? So based on how it will affect them. They can't imagine things they haven't been, they haven't experienced. Whatever experience, everything experience matters. They can't see another person's point of view. Only one perspective. Whatever they want. That's why now, in this stage, kids are arrogant. They never listen to anybody, right? Will they listen? If they want, they should get it. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
They will cry. They will cry. It's tough, for adults to manage them because they only know their perspective. They don't have that highest cognitive or critical stage. Only one perspective they know. You cannot teach them. You cannot teach them lesson. Be quiet. Be quiet. Don't do this. Don't. No, they never listen because only preschool. After when you enter the school, when kid enters school, they start learning. Outside perspective. They want to look at the things from others' perspective. They learn then. So now, from birth to year or two, okay. Then after that, until the school, don't consider only girls it matters. Even boys also, maybe, right? This is what it's wonderful. Is it how it is interesting, right? Is it interesting or not? You have to learn this. This is the mindset. This is the mind thinking process, in human beings, how it develops. That's why a psychologist analyzed since the beginning of child's birth. So now 5 senses are important. That's why some child is born with some handicap, in 5 senses, like some hearing problem, eye problem, right? Some places, many places. Then so they're not physically not up to the mark to take to make use of the 5 senses. Therefore that affects their entire life. Right? Premature sometime so this is also problematic. Now this is entering school entering stage. What is the stage? Concurrent operational. Here something operated, something practiced, something put into action. but it's not real. What is concrete? Meaning of concrete? Tell me. Not real, practical.
Solid.
Sorry?
Nothing solid.
What is concrete here? Abstract, not clear. So, not clear. So some confusion, imaginary, concrete, abstract. The school age child is now capable of logic. They're capable of thinking from different perspectives, but are limited by a lack of experience. Decisions are still based on what they have previously observed and experienced. So therefore, if you have a kid, if there are kids in your family, right, your relatives kids somewhere, give a lot of tasks them, regarding five senses, as encourage them to see, sense, taste, all these five senses should be active, at the in kids. Then their mind will be stronger. Their mind will be very strong. Did you get my point? I know everybody crossed this stage, but we're not aware of that. This is what the nature of evolution of a human being mind. So something past is required. Something five senses should be activated all the time. Should be activated all the time. Now, see, the picture is given as if it's the lady right, formal operational, but this age is middle and high school child moves towards a more abstract type of thinking. Here, concrete, not clear. So there is a difference between abstract and concrete. You see, concrete, how do we define this? Okay, concrete is real, then abstract is conceptual. So yeah, slightly different here. What I thought, some word modified. So here third stage, practically, concrete, practically, real, whatever they see, whatever they taste, whatever they feel, whatever they look, reality. But here, this is what conceptual concepts, things will be able to work on our mind. What is conceptual concept? This is what concept is. Not, we cannot see it, it is somewhere inside of our mind, something is going on, abstract. Our imagery, wonderful, imagery, images are more, in advanced thinking. This is middle and high school. 8th standard onwards, right? Middle school, yes. 7th onwards, middle school, and high school means until +2. +2 moves towards abstract, conceptual type of thinking. This person doesn't have to experience something in order to understand it. Now, what is important here? Here, in each and everything, real matters, and based on five senses, right? And then reality, practically it has to see. One has to make use of five senses practical. But here, move from practical to imagery. It's the highest thinking critical skill. Imagination is highest thinking skill. Even Einstein said, imagination is more powerful than scientific thinking. Did you know this statement? Right? So imagination is more powerful than the reality. Reality sometimes is limited. It has different type of multiple realities, right? If you see one thing, you for your side, one thing is visible, and for another side, from another perspective, another thing is visible. Right? So this type of thinking continues to develop into adulthood. Now, what stage we are? Tell me, and all of you. In which stage you are?
Formal operational.
Fourth. Right? So we have moved beyond five senses. Now another sense, that is that there is a movie, there's some sixth sense, sixth or seventh sense. Do you know that somebody say sixth sense? Make use of the things. Make use of your sixth sense. Sixth sense is beyond five senses. That is another stage. Imagination, creativeness, critical thinking. So therefore, please, remember, be careful about this. This topic is very, very interesting. Why we need to study, the human evolution. Mind evolution, mind of evolution from childhood, from birth to adulthood. So here, in this way, we'll understand, what stage, what is required. In this stage, we have to move beyond five senses, then enter into, another world. Many psychologists added a fifth level of thinking that develops during adulthood. The individual's life experience influences this level of decision making. This is what? Imagination, the thinking of imaginary, critical. That's what we say, that influences our experiences, life, it affects our life experiences. Now, what is this? Fifth one is here, fourth still, we are in still fourth. Another one, what is it? Post-formal thinking. You see, see something, there's a connection here, adult thinking. This is another word, adult thinking. Post-formal or adult thinking is logical like formal operational thinking. See, look at, formal operational. It's logical. Here also logic comes here. Then, but is more personal, integrative, and practical, incorporating individuals' life experiences and commitment to the responsibility of career and family. This is also skill. You have to take care of your family. You have to take care of yourself. Be practical. Aware of your responsibilities, of your career. If you don't have career, your life will be, will be horrible. Everybody dreams of, getting into job, right? Tell us, somebody tell me, "Oh, sir, I don't want job." Somebody can say something. Does anybody want? Does anybody, not require? Everybody wants, right? Everyone wants. This is, the same skill adopted in fourth, whatever it is. But here, purely personal, purely, more personal and practical. Here I'm telling, individuality. So look at the image of, right side of the, left side of the top corner. So right side of the top corner. Individual thinking, one has to. The logical decision, is not all the time best decision, but, when career or family is considered. Now, what is it? Is it so logical? But this is good or bad, the question again, the logical decision is not always the best decision when career or family is considered. Don't be, logic in family issues, in career issues. Then, if you say, no, I want this kind of particular job, no company gives you particular job. Whatever the company gives you, have to accept and then do it and then move ahead. Right? Am I right? Somebody say, no, I want only this work. Sir, please give me this work. No, otherwise I'll not do any other work. I'll not do any job. Does company come and give you a job now? Offer you a job? If you strict about the work particular logic in this right? There is a problem here, right? Do we see are you all see do you see any problem in this? Anybody just enter into this critical aspect and then say it is illogical, it is adult, but should be but it's more, it should be personally, it should be personal and family, sometime whatever you are not it family, don't be logic all the time here, non-logic, what is this logic wise reverse, see antonym, opposite of the word logic. Some people make it magic. No, simple, be realistic, that's all, adjustable, logic means don't compromise at all, don't compromise at all. So here you have to be adjusted, you have to be commitment you have to show to the responsibilities of a family and career family. So because family means not all the members in a family are equal in their skills, in their mind, in their physical fitness, whatever it is. Somebody is weak, somebody is strong, somebody is balanced. Details of this thing, right? Even as a parents, there are 4 or 5 kids somewhere, they think all are not equal. Am I right? Right? Somebody is strong, somebody is weak, right? Somebody is soft, somebody is so rude and then very strong, I can say rough, very difficult to manage, control him or her. So different stages of people are there in a family, though their nature is same, but this is what to manage. Are we together? Did you get what I'm telling in this post-formal thinking? This is a logic, but there is some there is alertness here. There's a alertness. If you are all the time logic, there will be some difficulty. Some people are in the beginning somebody asked why without emotional awareness people cannot do anything. Yes, that is required. So emotions first, reason second. Emotions first, mind first, brain this heart first, brain second. This is, am I right? Heart first, brain second. Now what is powerful there? Brain is powerful or heart is powerful? Heart.
Brain.
Heartless brain is very dangerous. It can kill another person with bombs. What is he saying? They use adjective all the time. Heartfulness, heartily welcome. How do you say, right? Heartfulness, right? Heartful mind, not E-R-T, H-E-R-T, heart. So heart means feelings connection, emotional connection. That comes first. Mind only looks for the logic. Mind only looks for the logic. Everything sets in order. It wants set order in everything in a proper manner, and full of responsibility in mind. But heart, there's a possibility to adapt, modify, even adjust as per the system, as per the situation, as per the situation. Then, so I think it's time now. We'll take six. There are some other slides. Any questions about this? See, remember, the human evolution of our mind. I know somebody can ask questions. So why we need to study all these stages of childhood, adulthood? What does it affect? All this is what we have to learn this. If you know this, if you are aware of this, it helps us to take good decision. Good decision. So, and based on this, we'll a person can take, and then there are many things should be taken. Yes, tell me any confusion in this class to anybody? Yes, who has any confusion or any? Sir, still it is very tough. How do we connect this? You see different stages of human mind all the time according to our age. How does it relate to decision? Obviously, it connects. Okay, so shall we? We can see in next class.